Hello and welcome back to the Orange Army Dugout. Today with us we have a KKR fan, Gaurav, and Varun as the Orange Army fan. So guys, how is the Josh is not something I'd like to ask because we're all waiting for that one win. So what are your thoughts about our upcoming game and what more about your emotions than your thoughts? Varun.
It's against KKR. That's a big one. Last year they dominated us. Gaurav might be laughing in the inside. He's just not showing it. But yeah, it's a new year, it's a new season, it's a new game, and it's a whole new team. And the results also might change now. So I think that's the only thing that we have to wait and see. I think I'm going in with very less expectations. I think as a fan, if you go like less expectations, and if you win, you'll be a little more happy. So that's the kind of formula I'm going with. But just hoping for a cracker of a game.
Yeah, totally. Gaurav, what about you?
Yeah, exciting. I guess first three games haven't been that good for us. Coming off back of the 2024, which has been a golden year for us, and we had one of the best teams last year. It's one of the best in the history of IPL. But this mega auction spoils everything. I guess that's for all teams. So yeah, it's a new setup sort of. We have the same core, but completely a new captain, and we're missing some coaches as well. Our mentor has gone, so that has affected us. But yeah, let's see. It's upcoming two upcoming home games that are there. It's gone sort of a must win both the games. Against SRH and Lucknow. So let's hope for the best for tomorrow. Let's see what happens because past couple of days for all the KKR fans, there are a lot of controversies that are happening, lot of talk about the pitches, the home advantage, that comes into picture that the pitches are not suiting us. Tomorrow will be some, let's see how the pitch plays. There'll be a lot of debates if it doesn't favor our spinners tomorrow. Let's see.
So, Varun, my question to you is, what should we improve? Like when you're going with a team like KKR and you have hard hitters as well. So, what is that strategy that we might have to improve for the upcoming game?
I think you just need to use your matchups well. And when I mean matchups, you also need to improve on your bowling. See, as Daniel Vettori said in the interviews, as Captain Cummins said in the interviews, we're not a 160, 170 type of team. We're still going to be continuing on this kind of impact that we've been going on, hitting hard. That's what we're going to do. But there needs to be some change in the both of the fielding perspective and the bowling perspective, especially in the power play. So whichever team takes more wickets in the power play, they're winning the game, and I think that's going to be the mantra for any team. Mohammad Shami, he's been a bit lazy, I would say. He doesn't seem really interested to play on the field. It's been a while, okay, but he's also played the Champions Trophy. He's got some cricket under his belt now, and he really needs to come back into touch, I would say. So power play bowling is the most important thing. I think we are getting those regular breaks, like wickets in the middle overs with Pat Cummins being the clutch bowler for us. Now Zishan Ansari has a good inclusion. So just the power play bowling needs to be a bit sorted for me, and the fielding has been a bit sloppy. Nitish Kumar Reddy, he has been diving around the field, but he's not been able to stop those boundaries at the boundary line. Pat Cummins has been dropping a few catches here and there in the RR game and last game as well. So I think the fielding and the bowling just need to improve a bit. Just talking about the matchups, taking out the openers is the most important thing. Sunil Narayan against Mohammad Shami, it's a good matchup there for the Sunrisers. But when you go on to Mohammad Shami versus Quinton de Kock, there lies a problem yet again. So there are some weaknesses and strengths within the first 6 overs. Just have to capitalize on bowling those good lengths.
And Gaurav, my same question to you. Are you going to strategize? Because both of us need a win at this point. So to up our game, and do you think, like Varun just mentioned, the Quinton de Kock and Shami's duo would be a
Yeah,
good
I guess the matchups. Yeah, matchups are there. Matchups, all the analysts matchups. It will be there. But if you only talk about KKR, if I only talk about KKR for the last three matches, apart from the Rajasthan game, our batting failed. absolutely failed. It's very rare when all the batters fail at once. And especially last game, it was, I was very shocked to see, lack of cricketing sense there. Lack of cricketing brain that was used by, Rinku, Russell, a lot of players like Venkatesh Iyer. There was no need for those reckless shots when, four wickets are down for 40 or 50. Our batting has failed in the two losses which we had. Our batting has miserably failed. That wasn't happening last year. So I would love to see a better batting performance this time, because bowling somewhere, 8 overs, what we have of Narayan and Chakravarti, we contain the opposition there. The rest 12 overs are little bit, 4 overs, I can, be hopeful for Harshit. He'll perform well. But we're struggling with respect to fast bowlers. We are struggling. Spencer Johnson isn't looking that threatening. The other option we have is Anrik Nokia, but Nokia hasn't played much after the injury. So I would hope Nokia to start tomorrow. Let's see, because that's the only worry of fast bowlers. We don't have much. That out and right out of pace. Like last year, what Stark gave us, we don't have that much of pace. We have Nokia, but Nokia is very inconsistent. So the worries have been with batting. The worries have been with fast bowlers, especially overseas fast bowlers.
Even for us, I think the batting has, I mean, since the opposition bowling did well, we lost early wickets in power play and all. So, do you think for a team like KKR and SRH, we tried to go for the bigger shots from go? So, do you think we might have to take in time to settle, or we still go with the same pace?
Okay,
Varun,
so
yeah.
yeah, I think, see, the T20 game has changed. I think since last year, everybody's trying to go from ball one. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but there's also some sort of situations where you do need to calm down and play it safe. Just like our two last games, I think those are the main examples. And KKR's batting failing. It's not just about going big all the time. You don't need to have a run rate of 12 or 13s every time. Even if you have a run rate of 8 or 9 in the power play, drag it till the 10th over and start to maybe accelerate after the 10th or 11th over, just like how New Zealand do in T20s. I think that would be a much better approach if you are, somehow failing in the batting in this season. I think so. That should be one of the more rescue type of situations. But I don't see that changing at all. I think both KKR and Sunrisers do have that attacking mindset now. Gambhir brought that into KKR. It's still there, but it's just not working out anymore because they don't have that mentor whose words speak out and the results pour out on the field. So that's what they're missing. The Sunrisers, maybe they're just lacking a bit of confidence. Now I think since last year we've been going so hard, we've been having so many expectations. It's just gone somewhere, and the performances are somewhere else. So I think they just both need to figure out what's wrong. Just get back to playing their normal cricket.
Do you agree with what Varun said, Gaurav?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree with that. We are missing that, a strong-worded, a strong-minded mentor here. Dwayne Bravo hasn't been the same what Gambhir is. Dwayne Bravo, it's much more of a dance, much more of songs, and much more of, maybe he may be a good bowler. He may be a good bowling coach. He's not just, he may be he's a very good bowling coach. We've seen Afghanistan, we've seen CSK last year,
Yeah.
and how the bowlers improved, with the slower ones and the rest. But as an overall team mentor, I just don't think so he's suitable with that. So, yeah, again, the pitch what we have is actually very suitable to your team. The Eden Gardens pitch, which is there for the last 4 5 years, is very suitable to SRH than to our home team. So just because of what happened, the social medias of the last 4 or 5 days, if the pitch is on a slower end, what I've been hearing is that the pitch will be very slow tomorrow. There are two pitches that are made, and the pitch will be the slower one will be used. It's not watered that much. So that may favor us. I hope so. Other than that, the approach what Sunrisers have, the attacking mindset, that those are the things that have changed. Those are the things that T20 game has evolved.
Yeah,
You can't say
absolutely.
much about that. It's very normal right now. But for the pitch, the pitch condition, what Eden Gardens is, I don't know what will happen tomorrow. But Sunrisers batting approach will suit Eden Gardens more than us. That's
I
what
think
I feel.
I think regarding the pitch, even in 2023 and 24, there have been some words saying the pitch will be slow for the
Huh.
SunRisers, but it wasn't the case. Right? It was a
Hmm.
pretty neutral pitch for both the teams. So
Yeah, this actually in the past few days this has been a debate. The home advantage. You know how it works in football. You know how it works in other sports. That should happen. There's no point of a curator saying I will do what I want. You go to hell.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right about that. So next up, Varun, who do you think is going to be a threat to SRH and an asset, a player who's going to step up for tomorrow's game?
KKR, I feel if we are batting first or second, doesn't really matter. But when we're batting in the power play or in the first 8 to 9 overs, we are gonna bring a spinner in. It's either a Narayan or Chakravarti. I think our top three with Travis, Abhishek, and Ishan, they are looking a bit iffy against spin. So just for that matchup, they might just bring in spin. So that's why I'm gonna say one of Chakravarti or Narayan as the threat.
And who's going to be a player for us who's going to step up?
I think I'm gonna say Mohammad Shami. I think it's his time to shine. It's his home ground, and he has a point to prove, basically.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And same question for you, Gaurav. A
Yeah, a
threat.
threat I would say would be Heinrich Klaassen. He's always performed against us, and he's been there for a long time now, and he knows Eden Gardens very much. Yeah, I think so. He's played even for South Africa. He's played well there, and last year also he almost won you all the game, which we won in the last over. So Heinrich Klaassen is a threat for us, I would say. I somehow feel like we would get both the openers cheap, like last year. So
Hmm.
a player who's due for us is Venkatesh Iyer. He has to prove. It's almost fourth. This is the fourth game.
Yeah.
Venkatesh Iyer and Andre Russell. These are the two players I'm looking forward. Andre Russell has always been good against Sunrisers, even with the ball as well as the bat. So Venkatesh Iyer has a pressure on him, and I expect him to perform tomorrow, given a home game.
Okay, and coming to the next question, what score do you think is an ideal score to uh, chase? So,
So
what?
I was just checking the stats, and the average score there is around 165 to 170 range. But cricket has changed. Now it's going to be around the 200s, 220s anyway. So we can just leave that aside. So I think the perfect target for us to chase would be probably in the 200 to 210s. And I think it goes same with the KKRs as well, I think, because of the kind of iffy, weak kind of batting lineup from the past games. I think that's what they would most likely prefer as well with the kind of bowling lineup we have.
Yeah, and Gaurav?
Yeah, I agree to that. I guess we also would be happy to chase 200 if the pitch remains same to what it was last
Right,
game.
right.
If the pitch is back to its old nature, like what Varun said, the stats says 160, 170, then even 180 becomes very difficult to defend, to chase,
Yes.
even in the second innings.
Hmm.
180 today at any other ground is very easy.
Correct.
180 at Eden Gardens, if it behaves like 2017, it's hell, especially against what we have with Chakravarti and Narayan.
Okay, and partnership goals. I would want, for me, I wish it's Ishan, and if we lose one more, either Travis or Abhishek. So Ishan should play a key role so that he brings in runs. Who is that partnership goals for you, Varun?
Hmm. I'm gonna leave aside the batting and I'm gonna say Mohammad Shami and Pat Cummins. They're gonna
Okay.
be my partners to step up in the power play. Yeah.
And Gaurav for your team?
Yeah, I would say Ajinkya Rahane here. I guess being the captain and back at a home ground, our home. His partnership, his end, especially his batting tomorrow will be of very major thing
Hmm.
for us because building partnerships, that's what we lacked last 2 3 games. Apart from one, what we lost is we had absolutely no partnerships. So because of his technicality, he's very sound, along with Angakrish Raghuvanshi, but he's very young, but he has
Mm.
got a very good head on him. So I would say Rahane mainly.
Hane, so both want the captains to step up. All right. So we'll come to the last segment where it's you show your fandom. If you want, you can share any story about your uh, beautiful journey or why you love this team, and also a message to the fans if you'd like. Gaurav, you can go first.
Yes. So, me being a Goan native, I got attracted to Kolkata since very young age because of Dada, like every other Indian boy who gets, of the early 90s. So, because of Dada, I became a huge fan of KKR. I'm traveling for KKR for the last 15 years. I watch most of the games, like at least one, two home as well as away games. So yeah, that's it takes a long time to. It will take a long time if I go to describe everything, but I just know that we are winning tomorrow.
Okay, but 15
Even
years.
Varun knows that. Even Varun knows that. I can see
Mm.
his on his face,
Okay, very
on that
nice.
face.
Very good. Very nice.
Okay,
Okay.
Varun, your turn.
Okay. So I'm in the US, I'm in New York, and geez, I used to hate cricket. Okay, I used to hate cricket when I was little. I never liked it. I used to snatch the TV away from my dad whenever he used to put cricket on. I absolutely despised it. And when when I moved to India in 2014, that's where things started to change for me. Basically, I wanted to make friends. I wanted to have some connections, people to talk with, because I was feeling, a bit lonely in this new country. Where am I? So I left aside my hatred and I started to follow cricket. My cousin, he wanted me to become a RCB and Gujarat Lions fan. He wanted me to become those two teams of fans, and I said, nah, nah, nah. We are in Hyderabad. I'm gonna support my home side, and that's what I did. And I'm glad I did that because I would not want to support that. Okay, so I'm supporting the SunRisers, and I think ever since I started to support them, the love for cricket it just grew. Even when I came back to the US in 2018, I was wondering like where can I connect with people and all, and then that's where I found the social media, right? And then Twitter, Instagram. I started to make a lot of content, and I started to show my love and support for the side, and I think that's how my cricket journey just grew from there, and my love
And
for
rest
cricket.
is history. I had no clue about this, and he now leaves no page unturned. So it's really nice, love. So conversation like these help us build connections. I'm sitting somewhere in Europe, you're in USA, and you're in India, and we are able to talk. That's the love for.
I'm actually sitting in the city where we are on the team we are playing tomorrow. I'm
Ah,
in
you're.
Hyderabad
Mhm.
currently.
Oh, wow. See, different places, but one thing to connect sport and cricket. So it was wonderful talking to you guys, and let's see. Both of us need a good game, but KKR, you have a trophy. You defeated us last year in the final, so let us do
We have
this.
three.
Let
It's
us
not
do
you
it
have a trophy. We
and
have
defeat you
three.
in your home ground.
3 stars.
Okay,
We have three.
soon. I'll show it once if we have it. So, yeah, let us win. We would love to defeat KKR in their home. So, let's see if it's the Sunrisers or the Knight Riders winning. Until then, stay tuned. Let's have a great game, guys. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Go on, Anjana.